welcome back to Working Yard with Will. So I got a small issue. I'm starting to work on these posts. I brought them in from the rain so they can dry out. But I'm doing this little top that I've seen this guy do, where you round out your edges here on a 4x4 post, just to give it a little contour, a little detail. And I'll probably put a ball up there. But you see up here on that one, I've already got it marked. And all you do is just take a sander and sand it down. And the problem is, all of those are the same length, and this one is too short. I found these two pieces of post in the garage here. How am I gonna fix that? I think I'm just gonna grab a little small piece of all thread, screw it in the middle on both sides, put it together, and you never know. Okay, so welcome back. And so what we're doing here is I got a 4x4 post that I cut in the wrong spot, so it's too short. But no worries, I kept the other piece. And these are going to be used for my middle section of the bridge. I had a piece of all thread hook. It was like 3/4 of an inch. And so what I'm simply doing is just making an X across the center of the post, drilling a hole, putting an all thread in there, cutting it to size, gluing it, and that's it. I'll do a little sanding on the outside to ensure that all the edges are cleaned up, and that's it. No need to run to the hardware store this time. Okay, so what you see me doing here is kind of taking these plain 4x4 posts and just create something little detail. I just found this circular shape object. It's actually something you use for pulling dents in the car, and have it slightly down from the top, create a little arch. And what I'll do behind this is I'll use my flat sander or belt sander and knock off the corners, and it'll just give the 4x4 post a little bit of shape, a little decorativeness to it. And I'll add a ball on top, and that'll be it. Okay, it's finally time to get this bridge together here. If you guys have been watching some of my YouTube series and IG posts, you know I've had this bridge I've been working on this bridge since early in the year. April, I believe, is when I first started to trim things up on it. And you know, I had a few setbacks here and there, tools breaking, work projects ramping up, other projects coming along. So this particular project was put to the wayside. Now that it's fall, almost winter now, I decided let me go ahead and get things together. So what you see me doing now is I'm working on putting the actual walkway panels on, and I use my little utility cart to allow me to work on this and move it back and forth. The bridge itself is just a shy under 9 feet long, and it's about 30 inches wide. The goal here is to, after I put these panels on, get everything lined up, going parallel. I believe it's a 1/2 inch overhang on the left side, right side, and the front lip of the actual bridge when it goes over. So let's get into it. Go ahead and straighten out these panels here. The actual boards down on to the bridge, the garden bridge, Japanese garden bridge. Now it's just a matter of trying to figure out where I want my post to go. I got 3 posts. So I want to put them on the outside, I'll put them on the inside. Oh, you get the idea. We'll have 3 posts up there, something like that. Most likely I'll put it on the outside. And I was showing you guys earlier in another video how I made that little round top there, decorative top. My idea next is to put a little ball on top of there. So stay tuned, work in the yard with Will, figure out where these posts are gonna go. Just want to throw a little bit of color on here real quick and see what I'm working with. Got this mini waxwood finish, semi-transparent color. It's called Barn Red. This is not an outdoor finish. What I plan on doing is putting this down and then using my Thompson water seal and sealing on top of that. So a bit overkill, I know, but I like this color and that's what I decided to go with. So hopefully I can do this real quick so I can get an idea of it. Okay, so as I'm opening up this can and start applying this red stain on the walkway panels, I was thinking, you know what? I don't know if I want to put that red stain there. I'm thinking maybe keep the walkway panels neutral and do the outside red and the railing red, kind of like that picture I just showed. That was an example from one of the thousands of Japanese garden bridges that I've been observing during this whole process. And so yeah, I think that's the route that I'm going to go, but it does look good. Okay, so Like I said, guys, I haven't really worked on this project since April, and now that I have some better tools uh, available to me, I'm able to kind of correct my mistakes or some of the things I didn't really like about the bridge. And this is the arch. The arch I'm doing here, I'm redoing it because I did it with a circular saw to start off with and didn't quite work the way I wanted to. I'm measuring out about 11 inches away from each end of the board, and I'm using a piece of flexible pipe to create the arch. You may see me go back and measure the middle. I think I'm going about roughly an inch to inch and a half up to get the center of the arch. And once you trace it out with the pencil, I decided to use a jigsaw, which kind of gave me a bit more flexibility to follow the line of the arch. And for where the areas where it wasn't perfect, I used my belt sander to go back and kind of clean things up a little bit. And like I said, for me, it's worked great doing this way. And I had to be cautious a little bit because I kind of overbuilt this bridge, so I have a lot of underneath support that I couldn't go but so far up. And so yeah, that was the reason. And this is how you create have an arch. I didn't want to get too high and go beyond this piece of wood here, so I'll probably still even cut inside of that a little ways. Use that as a guide. Drop it down a little ways. Cut inside of that. That'll give me my arch, which I got on this side. Okay, so you remember those thousands of Japanese garden bridges I mentioned before? Well, I decided to make a change to my plans and get a little fancy here. And when you get a little fancy, sometimes you kind of create double work. But nonetheless, I still like the idea. I had to notch out the end of the walkway here and create room for the post to go inside of the walkway. The idea was to have the outside edge of the post line up with the outside edge of the overhang. Like I said, I did about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch over. So that was a goal, to measure that and trace it out with a pencil and go back behind and use my jigsaw to cut out, the waste, the section that was remaining. Okay, so now that we've finished up a little notching out, it's time to break out the small sander again and do a little cleanup touch up, and take an opportunity to say thank you very much for sticking with me to this point and watching Working Yard with Will. Please don't forget to comment on the post, share, like, subscribe, tell a friend about the channel. I love engaging with people and answering questions, at least to my knowledge, sharing what I've learned so far in my experience. And we're going to end the video here and continue to watch us on Working Yard with Will, as the next part of the video we'll go ahead and work on part 2, where we're adding a railing and adding some color.